One example you can see here on the picture on the right is a picture of our class helping to fertilize a lo'i, which is a highly sustainable native Hawaiian way of growing kalo or taro. So health equity is a little bit more of a straightforward concept. There seems to be less debate about what it means. According to the WHO, it means the absence of avoidable, unfair, or remedial differences in health across different groups. This definition implies that everyone should have equal opportunity to achieve their full health potential, although it is pretty fair to assume that under most Western interpretations of this term, they focus mostly on physical and biological health. But in the Native Hawaiian understanding of health, it's a far more holistic understanding of what this means. In my research, I came to understand it to mean a balanced system that integrates all aspects of the self, biological, physical, social, cognitive, and spiritual, with the world, meaning the individual, family, community, and environment. In my research, I also found that Native Hawaiians feel that their well-being is most enhanced when they're able to malama aina, or care for the land. So this kind of ancestral relationship with the land is not only an important part of identity, but an important part of health. So now returning back to KKV, we can see that the mission statements of both of the initiatives that I studied, Ho'ola'aina and Returning to Roots, really center this connection to land. Ho'ola'aina talks about the value of the land and the health of the people are being one, whereas Returning to Roots talks about strengthening the roots that connect us to the land, sea, our cultures, our community, and our family. Both of these examples show how deeply embedded the restoration of a connection to the land is in the work that these organizations do to improve health. Furthermore, a lot of the promotional videos for these initiatives talk about similar sentiments. Some notable quotes that I've came across were, if the land is healthy, then the people too are healthy, and also the reciprocal relationship between us and the land is essential for both of our survival. So although Ho'ola'aina and Returning to Our Roots primarily frame this connection to the land as being important for health equity, we can see in this clip that I'm about to show that they're also able to incorporate many elements of the food sovereignty movement into these same initiatives.
Here at Ho'ola'aina, we have a saying, "Okaha oka'aina keola hokapo'e," which is the breath of the land is the life of the people. Your 100-acre nature reserve, it focuses on malama aina. So malama aina is everything from the restoration of the lo'i kalo to the restoration of our upland watershed, to the restoration of our lower land watershed, to the restoration of our stream, to the restoration of our people and our culture. This place is a community health center, and our health doesn't only focus on the people or the land, but both of them and the connection between them.
So here we see that the Native Hawaiian cultural practice, such as the performing of an oli or chant before beginning work, and also the restoration of a traditional lo'i are highlighted. And we also hear a KKV staff member discuss the ways in which these physical acts of restoration lead to a restoration of Native Hawaiian people and culture. We see by how providing a space where community members can physically connect with the land by restoring forests, cultivating Native Hawaiian foods, and repairing naturally occurring water systems, KKV facilitates the cultural reclamation called for by Hawaiian food sovereignty movements and physically disrupts colonial food systems which center around imported food. So through this, we can kind of see how KKV is working not only to foster this connection to the land in order to improve health of Native Hawaiians, but also to advance a lot of the, by using a lot of these similar devices that food sovereignty movements use, they're also able to advance the aims of the food sovereignty movement. So throughout the course of my paper, I come to conclude that these two movements are actually complementary, and this example of KKV serves as a call to action for other organizations in Hawaii that traditionally only focus on one of these to find ways which both can be worked towards, because they're both important aspects of Native Hawaiian well-being and sovereignty.
You want to know something cool? Hawaii was colonized, yay! So, not to brag, but here in America, Columbusing is sort of our thing. That's right, folks, step right up and see white people discover something that already existed. Don't get me wrong, America has fathered lots of things. Traffic lights, assembly line, plenty of interracial slaves, dental floss, chocolate chip cookies, all that good stuff. But in the case of Hawaii, America, you are not the father. Hawaii is not your daughter, and her land is not your dowry. Hey.
That's good.
Do you want to know something true? Rumor has it that Hawaii is the 50th state. But for some odd reason, people seem to forget about the 51st state. What's that, you ask? Silly goose, it's the state of denial. The one you all live in? This land is your land, this land is my land, they tell you. What's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine, right, boo? Psh, more like, guess what, I played you. My land is her land, it's your land too. This land used to be your land, but now it's my land, from Oahu to the Big Island. Hey, do you want to know a secret? Hawaii was colonized. Quick, what comes to mind when you think of Hawaii? Shout it out, what do you think of?
Ulas.
Yeah, so like all this good stuff, right? So did anyone think about native sovereignty? About Kanaka Maoli? About colonization? No? No one? Okay. Wait, so don't tell me you forgot about the Ahupua. About the fact that Kanaka Maoli lived on those individual plots of land with their freedom to move from one to the other? Did you already forget that there was no such thing as private property in Hawaii until Western contact? That even though these high chiefs reigned over each plot of land administering the resources on behalf of the gods, he only held control as long as he did right by the people? Oh, and how could you forget about the meaning of Aina, that which feeds, about it being one of Hawaii's most fundamental cultural needs? Wow, so none of this rings a bell? You forgot. How convenient. Hey, do you want to know some history? Hawaii was colonized. That's right. In the great year of 1898, America the Great mandates a joint resolution of annexation. Years prior, American businessmen and sugar planters had developed a fixation with the Hawaiian nation. Wishing to collate over 1.75 million acres of crownland, they staged a coup, forcing the Queen to abdicate. They eventually established a provisional government, and in 1959, Hawaii is officially declared a state. But that's not the end of this chronology. No. In 1993, Bill Clinton issues an official apology for taking away the Native people's sovereignty. All better. Hey, can I ask you a question? Is Hawaii colonized? Thank you. Seems like some people are getting it. Then why do tourists outnumber natives 30-1? Why are there several generations of native Hawaiians whose only native language is English? Why is political and economic sovereignty in the hands of the alien majority and not the native minority? Why didn't America's apology fix everything, make everything better? Dear Hawaii, I'm sorry I stole your property, but I'm gonna keep it, okay? Sincerely, America. Now, I know I couldn't possibly imagine how Native Hawaiians feel, but if America had wronged my people in some way, I would be looking for a little more than an apology, let me tell you, and one from Bill Clinton at that. I mean, I better get some restitution, some redress, some recompense, some repayment, some something. I'm sorry, do I seem bitter? Angry black girl. But if you ask me, reparations are twofold, and the acknowledgement of the wrongdoing is only the first step. Compensation is the necessary second. Hey, do you want to know something unsurprising? America is colonizing Hawaii. Hear ye, hear ye. From this point forward, Interior and Commerce must, quote, provide technical assistance to Indian tribes, tribal organizations, and Native Hawaiian organizations regarding participation in the tourism industry. Oh my goodness, this is great news. Do you know what this means? This will increase Native Hawaiian entrepreneurial opportunities. They'll finally get a chance to regain their agency to tell their own narratives. They finally get to be the beneficiaries and not the victims of tourist economy. Thank you, America. Let freedom ring. Hear ye, hear ye. Federal agencies must, quote, support Indian tribes, tribal organizations, and Native organizations in showcasing their history, culture, and continuing vitality, enhancing or maintaining their distinctive cultural features, and providing authentic, respectful visitor experiences. Showcase, as in put on display, as in put on a show, a performance. Showcase, as in an entertaining display, show, or performance. As in exhibiting the most attractive or favorable aspects of my culture and history to please other people?